After the College Football Playoff Committee released the 2023 top four, we were all thinking the same thing. First, we felt bad for Florida State, obviously. And second, we thought this would be the perfect season for a 12-team playoff. There's just so many title contenders this year. There's just so many great teams, and it would have been awesome if we could see them all compete at the highest level. Today, we're going to look at a hypothetical 12-team bracket for the 2023 season. We're going to go over who's going to win each matchup. We're going to go in depth. It's based all on the committee's top 25 that they released. I did this video earlier in the season, and a lot of you guys seem to enjoy it, so we're going to run it back. Before we get started, let me know in the comments right now who you think would win this bracket. Also, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on another great upload like this. I do videos like this weekly, 3 times a week, in fact. Subscribe to Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content, and join the best family in college football. First, we have a fantastic 8 versus 9 matchup. Two of the best 2-loss teams in the country, in my opinion, Oregon and Missouri. I'm going to go with the Oregon Ducks in this game slightly. They have the slight edge. Their 2 losses this season are against Washington. We know that's a top 2 team, and they were a coin flip both of those games. It's very surprising that they lost both. While Missouri has looked very questionable on the defensive side of the ball sometimes, I just think Oregon has too much firepower. Bo Nix, veteran quarterback. I think Oregon would go in there and they would win by 10 points. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that the higher seed will host the first round game, so that also gives a huge advantage to Oregon playing in Autzen Stadium, one of the loudest stadiums on the West Coast. They get the job done at home. Next up, we have number 5 Florida State hosting number 12 Liberty. It's the group of 5 team versus the team that could have gone to the college football playoffs, and a lot of you are going to call me crazy for having Liberty winning this game. Liberty is a great team. They're the best rushing team in college football. Florida State's rushing defense is not the best. They're actually ranked 40th. Liberty's going to be more inspired going in, not to mention we already know Florida State's banged up there on their 3rd string starting quarterback, and upsets like this are bound to happen in a 12-team playoff. I have Liberty. Yep, you can go flame me in the comments. Ha, Flames, the Liberty Flames, whatever. Funny joke. Liberty moves on to the next round. Number 10, Penn State at number 7, Ohio State. This game seems familiar. Yeah, it's because we already saw it this season. Ohio State won a very boring game. And who says they're not to do the same exact thing? I think they're a much better team all around than Penn State. They get the job done at home yet again. We have an SEC matchup, another rematch at the 6 and 8 spots, Georgia and Ole Miss. The first time Georgia absolutely ran them out of the building in Athens. It was funny to watch. They put up a 52 bomb on the head of the Ole Miss running Rebels, and that's going to happen again. I think Georgia's much more talented than Ole Miss, although Ole Miss has a very fun offense to watch. I love Jackson Dart. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in college football. There's just no chance in this one. Easy game. Georgia moves on. The first matchup of the second round, Oregon Ducks, Michigan Wolverines. This one will be played at a neutral site according to what we're going to see in 2024. And I wanted to lean towards the Ducks in this one for the same reasons I picked them in the first game. But we saw what happens when Oregon runs up against a team that's well-balanced and well-coached. They lost twice to the Huskies, and I see much of the same when they go up against Michigan. Michigan is just unbelievably hot right now. They would have Jim Harbaugh back in this game, which I think plays a little bit of a difference, at least for motivation. They got a chip on their shoulder. Michigan wins this game by 2 scores. The Cinderella Liberty Flames, number 12 seed, runs up against the Alabama Crimson Tide with legendary coach Nick Saban. And I got Liberty by 50 in this one. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, guys. Alabama would beat that. I can't even say the words anymore. I can't cuss anymore. I'm monetized. But Alabama's winning that game. I don't even have to say much about it. Washington and Ohio State. Guys, I'm going to be honest. In my rankings and the Saturday Shenanigans playoff rankings, I have Washington at number 1. They had a very good case for being ahead of Michigan today. They haven't beaten the resume, the metrics, all that sort of stuff. And this game against Ohio State would be close because we know the identity of the Washington Huskies. They play to their opponent. It's close, but they know how to make clutch plays. They know how to grind games out. I got the Washington Huskies moving on to the Final Four. Number 6, Georgia, and number 3, Texas. It's very funny because one of these teams are actually in the field. One of them's not. One of them beat Alabama this year, and one of them didn't. I'm sorry I had to do it to you, Georgia fans, but guess what? I have Georgia winning this game. The team that just went 29-1. Yes, the Georgia Bulldogs were this close from winning 30 straight games and going to the college football playoff. It's unfortunate they didn't make it because they truly are a top 4 team. If we're just going on what we see on the field, these Georgia Bulldogs are amazing, and I think they would beat Texas all day. Texas has been playing in a weak Big 12. Yes, you might say, they beat Alabama, they beat an SEC team. That was early in the season. If we're taking right now from what Georgia has had to do, the games won against Ole Miss, the games won against Missouri, I'm going to go Georgia. I have them moving on to the Final Four. Number 4, Alabama. Number 1, won Michigan. Funny, aren't we actually seeing that game? Yes, we are. That means the committee did their job. I'm going to go with the Alabama Crimson Tide in this game. They are the hottest team in the country right now. Nick Saban did not know what to do with the team early on, but once they found their identity, once Jalen Milroe found his footing, he is an absolute dog, and they're going to beat Michigan all day. Michigan has not played a team near the quality of Alabama this season at all. I know that big win against Ohio State was great. They're coming off a game against Iowa, the team that cannot score the ball, and then they're going to go up against Alabama's offense with Jalen Milroe running all over the field, throwing darts. Come on. Give me Alabama in real life. Give me Alabama also in the simulated bracket. Dogs versus dogs. Shout out to Drake for all the dogs. The Georgia Bulldogs and the Washington Huskies. This game would be a classic. Now, some of you may say that Washington would be slowed down by Georgia's physical defense. I totally disagree. It's a Washington Huskies game in 2023. This one's got to be scoring in the 30s. And yet again, the Huskies are clutch. They're going to pull it out late. And this is how they're going to win. Michael Penix is going to throw up a one-on-one ball to Rome Odunze to seal the game. And it's going to be caught. That's just how Washington does it. Oh my gosh, they have so much trust in this wide receiving core. I think it would be a great matchup. I know Georgia fans are going to be like, we're going to out-physical them. Washington wins the game and goes to the national championship. And plus, I can't bet against Washington. Every single time that I picked against them, I always get proven wrong. And you guys know that. You guys let me know in the comment section. So at this point, I'm honestly scared. I'm scared for my life. I cannot go against Washington. I'm being watched right now by the feds. The national championship, Washington and Alabama. This is going to be the natty in my simulated bracket and also in real life. You heard it here first, but Washington's going to beat Texas in the top 4, and Alabama's obviously going to beat Michigan. Now, these teams are so close to each other. This is a coin flip. I can't decide who's going to win. So I'm going to go with Alabama. Nick Saban just has that national championship experience, and Kalen DeBoer and his coaching staff doesn't. He knows how to play in big games. He played in a few, but it's just much different when you get in the national championship versus when you're in the Pac-12 championship. I think Nick Saban prevails, and it's very funny because at the beginning of the season when Alabama lost to Texas, I completely wrote it off. Completely. I said, Nick Saban's done. He's getting too old. Alabama's done with their dynasty, but I could have not been more wrong. This team looks amazing right now. This would be one of the best national championships since the one Alabama and Georgia in 2018, and also the 2005 USC versus Texas. This would be legendary. Jalen Milroe versus Michael Penix. Oh my gosh, but I'm going to go Alabama in this one. Alabama Crimson Tide, your 2023 national champions. Thank you so much for reaching the end of the video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on another awesome upload like this. I've been Saturday Shenanigans, your home for unfiltered college football content. Subscribe to join the best family in college football, and I'll see you guys next time.